think it's only affecting the Americans. I say that it could also be affecting Europe, but we know it's not affecting Korea. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our second series of the broadcast, round 16, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is a classic. And if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as to who will claim this rematch. Remember, a couple of days ago, we saw these two face off in Little League Cup, and they went all the way to the ace match. In the end, Classic did win. True, he barely clutched it out over ShoWTimE, but it was very close, very intense, and I am here for the rematch. I'm here for the rematch. Let's go. As for now, we are moving out. We're making do with what we can, with what we have. So now we have our 2-gate openers, 2-gate opener at a Classic, 2-gate opener at a ShoWTimE. So far everything's looking normal, but we saw ShoWTimE, we saw that Classic has been very fond of Proxy Robo. He's been very fond of it, so our eyes are on a Classic. We'll see where he does lead us. We'll see where he goes. Okay. Hello, Classic. So he does divert over towards the right-hand side. Fake pylon. Okay, so he goes for a pylon hidden in his own main. He hides the second pylon here to make it look like he's going for the proxy. I do really like this just because Classic has garnered a reputation as of late of just non-stop aggression and non-stop all-ins and non-stop proxy. So cheeky move here out of a Classic. And ShoWTimE, you can see he's looking. He's searching. He does not check further in the main, though. Checks behind the gases, sees the third pylon. Behind this is going for a robo. Ooh, he takes the bait. Aye. So ShoWTimE, he's getting ready for a one-base all-in. He's getting ready to defend. Meanwhile, Classic, there's no pylon out on the map. It's in the main base that never got scattered. And from here, Classic can and will expand. So Classic, he does pop off with the more economic start. ShoWTimE is getting ready for something that isn't coming his way. Now, ShoWTimE can actually turn this around and can turn this into an aggressive build. So there are still ways for him to make use of the earlier robo. He can turn this defense into offense. Adepts moving out. ShoWTimE going for a later expansion. Now, with this robo, he can go War Prism first. He can go Prism first, move out across the map, and drop into the bases and try to go for economic damage. He does have potential. Likewise, he can start Immortal production early, go into 2-base saturation, go to Twilight Council, and turn this into a 2-base all-in with Immortal Adept, with Mortal Glaive Adept. So there are definitely some builds that ShoWTimE can go for, but for the time being, he's going to be behind economically once that natural kicks in for Classic. Okay. So far, ShoWTimE breaks in, ShoWTimE does pull away. Taking a lot of damage here. We spoke about how with this Robo opener, he can go for Prism Harass, but the last of Prism Harass has failed. And we do see Classic actually going Robo himself, rushing into Disruptors. Okay, let's go. You have my attention. You have my attention. We have Prison Speed on the way, Disruptors are amassing. We've been casting a lot of SC Evos of late, and this is just reminding me of Reaver drops. It's a similar build. But in PvP, it's quite risky. Hallucination Scat comes in from ShoWTimE. He sees the Robo, he sees the Prism. He does not see the tech though. As I love that he's actually using the hidden pylon that he had earlier to hide the tech as well. So again, the tech is hidden. The pylon still has not been scattered. As a result, ShoWTimE does not know what's coming his way. Now, of course, it's very hit and miss with disruptors in more ways than one. They can pop up in a mineral line, or they can whiff, and ShoWTimE can react in time and pull away. It comes down to the control of Classic and to the reaction of ShoWTimE. So Classic is moving in. Gravitic Drive finishing up in a second. He is finishing up. Classic dropping in. Never goes off. Boys will pull away. Ooh, Sentry goes down. Gets 3 probes and a Sentry, not bad. Oh, but the Prism takes a big volley. Yeah, takes the volley. Has to pull out. Recalls back home. Ooh, does recall back home. And with that Classic, he maintains his worker lead. ShoWTimE taking a third base. Classic has yet to do so. We have a 4-gate setup with +1 and Blink. But Classic expands. Okay, Classic is expanding. Up. That was going up. Oh, getting 2 sentries and a stalker. Ay, ay, ay. Another goes off. This time it will not connect. So we do see Classic pulling away. We'll lose 1 disruptor. I'd say the 1 disruptor has paid for itself so far. Nice force field, zoning away one of the immortals. Never. Oh my god, the Prism is gonna barely not get away. Yeah, nice snipe from ShoWTimE, takes down the Prism, takes down the Disruptors, and now he can just snowball out of control again. Classic, he opted to make Disruptors instead of Immortals, and GG gets called. He has nothing to defend, and ShoWTimE, he overwhelms. He takes game number 1. Whew, GG. ShoWTimE, he takes the lead. That is the risk that you take when you go Disruptor. On the one hand, the Novas, they were getting damage done across the map. It was really nice damage. It was adding up over time, but whenever you send out a Nova, you have nothing left, right? The unit itself is on cooldown. It can't add anything to the fight, so it's one and done. And without those Novas, without a backbone to that kind of army, we saw that ShoWTimE was able to overwhelm with the power of his Immortals. With the Immortals, with the Stalkers did overwhelm. GG. Whew, GG, well played. If ShoWTimE was more passive, then he would fall behind, for sure. Like, if it was more passive, then Classic would take his lead, maintain his lead, get his third base, and build up a supportive army, of course, for his Disruptors. That was not the case. Not here. And now we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if we can force the ace match, or if ShoWTimE can claim it here and now. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the... Oh. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Virtus.pro. Down in the series, we'll see if he mounts back. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, the German Protoss, representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. Leading the series 1-0. Good. It is leading the series. We'll see where this takes us. Now, last game, Classic went for a fake proxy pylon, went for a fake proxy, just a fake proxy setup into Disruptor job. He was having a lot of fun, true, and we saw the Novas get some damage, nothing major, nothing critical, but they were gaining value over time. But again, it also showed one of the biggest weaknesses of rushing Disruptors is that you are vulnerable because you're spending so much tech on robo units that aren't necessarily going to help you in that head-on fight. So ShoWTimE did a great job at punishing the build of Classic, and we'll see what our players do get into this time as Classic does hide behind his natural. Oh, Gate Expand. One of the greediest builds you can go for. You could argue this is the greediest build you can go for in PvP. We have seen players go Nexus first before the Gateway, true. So it is possible to just go straight Nexus first, but this is Gate Expand. I mean, this is just as close when it comes to greed, and he's asking to be all in. And ShoWTimE, he responds with an all in. So again, going for a gate expand is insane greed out of Classic. ShoWTimE scouts. ShoWTimE, he should be responding with a proxy robo. You can see Classic blindly, he didn't even probe scout, but he's checking for a proxy location, and he's going for a zealot first. He knows that ShoWTimE should be reacting with a proxy robo, and Classic is hoping he can find it and punish it and cancel it and shut it down and get away with his build. So here comes the Zealot. So you can see the probe scouting on the right-hand side towards the top side. The Zealot does scout towards the center of the map, and he should soon rotate towards the southern side. So Classic moves in. Does scout. And Classic, he will find this. Yeah, he will find the pro. No, he deviates. He does re-rally here to the corner instead, not up the ramp. He was about to. There we go. Finally, he finds it, but he finds it a little bit late, and every second does count. Yeah, Zealot does pivot back around. The pylon, I mean, the robo's going to finish. We can get another pylon up and running. We need that other pylon. It's a little bit late. It's going to be close. It's going to be close here. The pylon is going to go down, and that will delay. Will delay the proxy. As the Depths, they come in to reinforce. They shade into the bases. Pylon gets back up. We need that immortal as quickly as possible. Where is that immortal? We need it. We need the immortal. Oh, prism. Okay, going for the prism. War prism first. The Depths are on the way. The pylon's been taking a lot of damage, and the pylon, it's gonna go down. And ShoWTimE, this proxy, it's falling apart. Yeah, it's too late. It's too little, too late. Classic, he was able to completely shut him down. Just a really good bait there from Classic. Just reading ShoWTimE. And ShoWTimE's falling behind. He's falling apart. He's falling apart here. As there's so many resources tied up in this proxy. And remember, ShoWTimE, he has no expansion. Classic does. Classic is getting further ahead. It's getting further and further ahead. ShoWTimE has got 2 gates, and oh god, he's decided to expand. I mean, he has to. It's one or the other. Either we throw down 2 more gates and commit, or we expand. But this is a brutal position for ShoWTimE. Like he's got to go. Okay. Checking the units tab. ShoWTimE is down in Stalkers. Down in Stalkers. He's going to be pushing into a shield battery. If he got the prism out, then maybe, but the robo went down. Proxy gateway gets scouted. And it's just getting worse and worse for ShoWTimE. And it's just getting worse. Breaks out. He has, what, a 10 worker lead in his opponent. Looking solid. And when behind Dark Shrine, it's the only way. It is the only way here for ShoWTimE. I mean, one of the only ways, right? We could do a classic last game and go for like a robo into a bay into disruptors and go for some crazy novas, or Dark Templar, or throw down a gateway explosion, go for a 2-base all-in. There are options for sure. This is one of them, and no option is good. Unfortunately for ShoWTimE, Classic already has a robo. He has a robo, and he already has an observer as well. Stalkers, they dive in. No shield batteries. No shield battery support. And Classic, he will overwhelm. Probes, the boys are being pulled. We can't afford to lose any workers. Probes are going down. Picking up a couple of sentries. Picking up probes. That's 9 probe kills. ShoWTimE is hoping that maybe there is no detection. Here come the Dark Templar. It's all or nothing. There is only one observer and it's across the map, but now there may be a recall used to rally the observer back home to bring it back. So there should be a recall available. Classic can respond with that. As DTs, they get into the bases. There we go. Probes are going to be going down. Second observer's on the way. And again, DTs, they can one-shot probes. They can and they will. One-shotting workers, 10 probes going down. Not bad. It is something. Oh, nice opposition. Very nice opposition micro. Does catch the DT, does catch both of them. And Classic defense. Now, that was nice damage. Still not enough, right? Classic is still up in workers. He's still up a base. He's still making 3 probes at a time. Something that I cannot say for ShoWTimE. So Classic, he is recovering and he's getting into +1. It was nice damage from ShoWTimE, but he needs more. Ooh, and Classic is not gonna macro out of this. We have Glaives on the way instead of Charge or even Blink. So we're going into Glaives +1, Mass Immortal, Mass Glaive Adept. Oh boy. So Classic, he knows he's ahead. He knows he's ahead. He's gonna be going for it. There we go. This Classic does move out. Classic does move out. I mean, he does get distracted here. ShoWTimE trying to keep up. And it's going to be ShoWTimE's attempted final stand here. We'll see if he can hold on and somehow survive. There's a chance there's a world out there where Classic does kind of fumble his attack. If he goes in with only a portion of his army, if he miscontrols, if he gets zoned away and locked down, like, there are chances. But for the rest of Classic, he's on this. he's fine. He's all over this map. Classic does move in. One Immortal is going to be going down. ShoWTimE does have the concave. That's a little wasted DPS here for Classic, but GG gets called. He still just barrels his way through, and Classic ties up the series. We're going to the ace match. GG. We are going to the ace match here, going all the way to game 3. Again, it was just a really rough start for ShoWTimE. Winding it back, remember what happened? The Classic went for a very greedy opener. He went for a gate expand, but he blindly went for a Zealot first. He was blindly scouting, and his goal was he expected ShoWTimE to react with a proxy robo, and he shut it down before the proxy really got underway. Before the proxy got going, before it got anything else, so he was able to depower it, shut it down, and deny the all-in, and ShoWTimE fell behind. Fell behind then and there. GG. GG well played, and we'll see how our players do react coming into the ace match here. Classic has been a little bit cheeky, you know, faking proxies and even baiting out proxies from his opponent. Game 3 does he go for a real proxy. Let's go. Let's go. As game 3 is going to be on Incorporeal. Whew. as we are getting into our ace match. Okay, so Incorporeal, of course, is... I mean, I don't know if it's really worth saying too much about the maps themselves. It's a bit of a larger map. Sure, we have some more exposed bases, but these games have been really fast. Sure, this game, we saw both players get up to 3 base saturation, but the game ended much earlier than that. Much earlier than that, with the proxy being denied. So we'll see if we commit to a real proxy here. There's a lot of places, a lot of spaces. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss for Sentinels. It is a ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the Sack Marine Protoss. It is a classic for Virtus Pro. We go. We have our PvP, we have our ace match here, one just like last time. True. Remember, the reason why I wanted to jump on this portion of the bracket was because I saw the potential Classic versus ShoWTimE rematch, and remember, it was a couple of days ago where Classic did defeat ShoWTimE 2-1 in Little League Cup. Now here they are in the rematch, and can ShoWTimE get his revenge, or will Classic do it again and get that 2-1? Oh boy. Oh boy. Regardless of what occurs, it's going to be a shorter game, I'm sure. As we have our probe scout from Classic. Much earlier. ShoWTimE moves out with his own. Interesting pathing. So, based on ShoWTimE's trajectory here, this looks like a fake pylon. Assuming we do head into the corner of the map. So, Classic is scouting for the pylon. He's like, where's your second pylon? What's going on? And ShoWTimE should be hiding it. But again, he's hiding it not to make use of it. Technically, this location could be prime for a proxy Stargate, but for the most part, because it's so far away, we're expecting this to be just a fake out. Yeah, the probe does abandon the pylon. It is going to be a fake out, and we'll see how Classic responds. We'll see how he reacts. Ideally, ShoWTimE wants him to react with a robo, with maybe another pylon. He wants him to react by delaying his expansion. That is ShoWTimE's hope. While ShoWTimE expands. ShoWTimE does move on his probe. Loving the trajectory here. He moves to the right, then he goes in. And we do see the third pylon in the main. Okay, very defensive. Third pylon in the main base. Typically, this third pylon is on the low ground for a shield battery to be able to expand and set up on your natural. But yep, there it is. Overreaction. Classic third pylon in the main and a robo as well. You can see Classic is scouting on the left and scouting on the right. He's sending out a second probe, so that's more wasted resources, wasted potential income. As Classic is certain that there's a proxy out there. And ShoWTimE expands. ShoWTimE takes the lead. So a nice start for ShoWTimE. But can he kind of reap what he sowed? Can he deal with the scenario that he's put himself in? Because now Classic is going to be forced to be aggressive with this. Classic is expanding, but again, we're expecting a War Prism. We're expecting aggression out of Classic because Classic is behind. At least economically. So it's on him to make up for that. Hallucination does confirm that Classic is not going for a one base all in. There it is, a War Prism's on the way, and it's up to ShoWTimE to defend and deflect against this War Prism. Classic is moving in, shield battery is done. So far, so good for ShoWTimE. Production has begun. It is going to be Blink here for ShoWTimE. Prism into the main base. 4 Stalkers. They can one-shot probes. Oh, and ShoWTimE's not in the main. Oh, sorry. Does have 2. Soon to be 4. ShoWTimE does come out on top in the trade. Reinforcements coming in. ShoWTimE will lose 1 Stalker. And Classic doesn't lose any. Very nice. Classic pulls away in time and even finds a probe. Nice damage here by Classic, but again, he needs more. You can see that Classic is down in workers. That's just because of the openers. Because of the initial builds. And the Classic's answer is not to be hyper-aggressive. Looks like he wants to expand. And he does. Does get a third hallucination, does scout that. Does scout the third base. Throws him into the natural. Blink is almost done. 10 more seconds. Yeah, 10 more seconds. Prism should get away. It's going to recall. ShoWTimE expanding as well. Behind this is only on 3 gateways. Only 3 gateways. Robo's on the way. ShoWTimE. He can apply pressure for sure. And hey, he has blink over his opponents, but he cannot win a head-on fight. Not against 2 immortals and a shield battery. ShoWTimE picking in. Now, as ShoWTimE is posturing, again, he has no intention to commit, and he shouldn't. He's just poking in, behind this expanding. Classic, just like last game, he's going into Glaive Adepts. This is a sign that he's going for one big committed move out with Mass Immortal and Adept aggression as well. So it's a very, very strong timing here that Classic has ahead of him. And ShoWTimE, even though he's had a better start to the game, I will say, he hasn't really achieved much with it here. Just because he did go into Mass Stalker. Now, thankfully, charge is done. He has to get out of Pure Stalker. He has to get into those charge lots. He needs a more supportive army here for his Stalkers. As Pure Stalker is not going to cut it. Not against this many Immortals. Again, there's 5 Immortals. 4 here and 1 just popped out. He's up against 5, soon to be 6 Immortals. We need those Zealots. But even then, that's what the Adepts are going to be for. So it's going to be very close. Very clutch. Zealots are warping in. ShoWTimE is on 8 gateways. He does find an opening at the same time. Adepts take it into the mineral line. And probes are going down. Brutal damage. Adepts take shit into the main. Meanwhile, War Prism does get into the main base as well. ShoWTimE, he does unload. Going for the warp in. But Classic spots the main army. ShoWTimE, can he go for the dive? He does! He gets 1. Yeah, he does get 1 Immortal. He's going to get 2. Can he get 3? And can he get all 4? As he gets 2 Immortals so far, he's going for the 3rd. The 4th one falls as well. He resets the Immortal count. Very nice catch here from ShoWTimE. Zelsa was just a big distraction. And ShoWTimE, he does out-trade. He trades well for himself. But now he has to back up. Has to retreat. And that was how many? That was 4 Immortals going down. A massive loss there for Classic. And ShoWTimE mainly lost Zealots. I mean, there's still 11 Stalkers, but... And he's going again. He's going for another dive. Gets another Immortal, he gets 1, he gets 2. And he's done it. ShoWTimE looks like he has done it here. The Immortal is stuck behind the shield, behind the force fields. Another Immortal does pop. Links in, takes out another. There's 1 Immortal left. And once again, no DPS. He's stuck behind. Very nice force fields out of ShoWTimE. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he will overwhelm. He will control beautifully with those force fields, and ShoWTimE will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Again, ShoWTimE, he had to go then and there, otherwise he was going to be outscaled. Very nice distraction with those zealots, and again we saw him being able to just lock down those immortals, force fields time and time again, making sure they just were not adding any DPS in the main fight, and was able to catch it classic with his pants down. GG. GG, well played. A very impressive play there by ShoWTimE. Does claim the series, and with that, Classic is out of the tournament, and ShoWTimE will advance on. He will advance on. He does get his revenge as well. True, we did mention that a couple days ago, Classic did defeat ShoWTimE in Little League Cup. Now here, ShoWTimE takes down Classic in WardiTV Monday. GG.